I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Rome Pre-Owned Sales, located at 949 Floyd Avenue in Rome. If you're in the market for a quality pre-owned vehicle and great customer service, make sure you check them out. A special thank you to General Manager Anthony Mariani for his support of the Rockpile Sports Network and local sports here in the Mohawk Valley. Your sponsorship truly helps us continue to highlight our athletes, coaches, and teams. If you or your business are interested in sponsoring the Rockpile Sports Network, feel free to reach out to me directly at coachkorg23@gmail.com. Let's welcome everybody to the Mohawk Valley Sportswatch here on Sunday morning. Pumped up this morning to talk some field hockey with Rome Free Academy field hockey standout. Sloane Sestito is going to join me from Florida. Sloane was just elected to the U16 US National Team. So we'll talk to Sloane live from Florida. And then about 9:45, we'll talk to sophomore standout Notre Dame alum Maggie Trinkus is going to join me at about 9:45. So Sloane, midfielder, was in her second year at Rome Free Academy this past season, led the Black Knights in scoring. She had 16 goals on the year, 14 assists. She was named All-State, and the Black Knights won their back-to-back Section 3 titles. So we'll talk to her. Special honor for her. I know her mom and dad and the Rome community are proud of those accomplishments. She'll be down in the four-game, Six-Nation tournament down in England, and that is set to start March 30th through April 7th. So we'll talk to her here at the bottom of the hour. We'll run through some basketball scores. I got some volleyball scores. We'll talk briefly about the Bills last night. Heartbreaking loss and a really good game to watch last night, 33-30. But we'll talk about that here in just a moment. On the boys' side in basketball last night, Mount Markham 85-35. Winners over On Tech. Copenhagen 63-35 over Alexandria. Marcellus beats Solvay 81-39. Weedsport 75-59 over Pulaski. Carthage 91-48 over Oneida. South Jefferson beat Utica Academy of Science 78-45. New Hartford girls 70-46 winners over Watertown. They moved to 11-3 on the season. CNS beat Baldwinsville 72-51. Rome Free Academy, the boys and girls, are both down in Springfield, Mass. for the Hoop Hall Classic. The boys beat a really good Greater Lawrence team last night, 52-49. They will play again today. Cato Meridian, 65-28 over Sandy Creek, as the Statman says, where seasons go to die. Cato Meridian moves to 11-1 on the season. Central Square beat Auburn 58-51, and Richfield Springs 70-44 winners over Remsen. DeRuyter beat Lafargeville 99-21. The boys Notre Dame, congrats to Coach Pags and Notre Dame last night, 79-52. That was the Juggler Classic. That's being held right at Notre Dame High School. They beat New York Mills. Fayetteville Manlius 79-43 over Chittenango. Cooperstown 66-55 over Oneonta. Cooperstown moves to a perfect 13-0 on the season. Hamilton beat Morrisville Eaton 72-51. On the girls' side, APW 44-32 winners over Watertown. Jordan Elbert 61-21 over Salve. Norfolk beat Alexandria 50-15. And Rome Free Academy, as I said, they're down in Springfield, Mass. at the Hoop Hall Invitational. They lose a really good game, close game in overtime, 53-48 to Bristol. They will play again today as well. Bishop Ludden, 66-51. Ludden moves to 11-2 on the season. Central Square, 44-39 over Auburn. West Canada Valley, 82-23 over Lafayette. West Canada Valley girls move to 12-1. Lafargeville, 59-23 over Adirondack. Skinny Atlas, 50. Clinton, 47. Beaver River beat Lime, 44-28. Cortland beats Indian River 48-44, and Shenandoah beats Liverpool 79-50. The Girls Juggler Classic, again, Notre Dame girls stay perfect. They move to 13-0. They will play today in that championship game. They beat South Jefferson 88-26. Frankfort Schuyler girls, they moved to a perfect 11-0 on the season as well. As yesterday, they beat Weedsport 45-42. And rounding out some scores, Dodgeville 50, Herkimer 40. Marcellus, they moved to 13-0. They beat Chenango Forks 60-58. So that wraps up the boys and girls scores. And then last night, the two divisional playoff games, they both punched their ticket to the AFC Championship game. Great win for Denver, but they got some bad news after the game. Quarterback Bo Nix suffered a fractured ankle, so he will be out the rest of the way. Jarrett Steedham will take over in no way to come back but play in the AFC Championship game with a spot in the Super Bowl on the line next week as they wait the winner of the New England Patriots and the Texans. So they beat Buffalo 33-30. And then the NFC game, I'm telling you right now, I haven't broken any of these games down yet. I will break the NFC, AFC Championship games down. I don't know if anybody's playing as good as Seattle. That defense that Mike McDonald has out there plays lights out offensively. If Sam Darnold could play turnover-free football, they might be the team to beat to win it all. They beat San Francisco 41-6. So it was a good game in Buffalo. I know Buffalo fans didn't like it. Some questionable calls late, some pass interference calls that ended up deciding that game late in the in overtime. And some of the Bills fans were all over me last night on social media because I said that I thought two of them were pass interference. I thought the referees were letting them both play. I thought they did a good job. You could have probably said either way it was pass interference. I thought the last one downfield was pass interference. But I think we got to talk about more of the story, and I'll do this at a later time. Josh Allen's been Buffalo football for, the last 5-6 years? That window is just slowly closing for Bills fans. I think there's a really good chance that they move on from their head coach, but we'll see what happens here going forward. But Josh did have the fumbles, the interceptions, and missed a wide open Knox that would have been a touchdown, would have been the game winner. And then I even thought that when Buffalo had it backed up on their own, I think it was like the 2-3 yard line or 5 yard line, they missed a holding call in that end zone too that I don't think anybody's talking about that would have been a game deciding factor. But listen, both teams had their chances. Buffalo had chances. I mean, this is the third year in a row I think we could say Josh Allen had the ball in his hands with a go down a chance to win, didn't do it. And that'll be talked about, unfortunately, in the media, that he just has not gotten this team, over the hump. I thought Joe Brady called a really good game for Buffalo. I'm really surprised that Joe Brady's not getting more looks to be a head coach. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. I have not heard his name being mentioned for a lot of jobs. But I think it's heartbreaking for Bills fans because the Bills fans are going to look and say, pass interference calls decided this game. I don't think that decided the game one bit. Again, I think people aren't talking about the fumbles, the interceptions, the wide open receiver that unfortunately Josh missed that would have won the game for him. So you can point fingers at a lot of areas. And I thought the press conference with Josh Allen taking accountability, saying he let his team down. I mean, hold your head up high because you're Buffalo football. Because without Josh Allen, I don't think Buffalo wins 5 games this year, and he'll get one. There's no doubt in my mind that he will get one at some point in his career because he's had a great career. But just like in any sport, they're going to measure you by the championships that you won, and they've just had heartbreak after heartbreak for the last so many years. So we'll talk more about that on a later time when I break down the AFC, NFC championship games. And then if you stayed up to watch that Seattle-San Francisco game, and I think Kyle Shanahan still is up for Coach of the Year. That 49ers team has been ripped away with injuries all season long. They've had a great year, and you knew at some point in time that those injuries would catch up to you. But that defense and that run game for Seattle was absolutely phenomenal. Hats off to Mike McDonald. Mike McDonald, the former defensive coordinator for Jim Harbaugh at Michigan, who took the job with Seattle, and then Jesse Minter stepped in for Jim Harbaugh as well. And both those guys, Jesse Minter is going to get an opportunity to be a head coach somewhere in the NFL next season. I firmly believe that. But again, if Sam Darnold could play turnover-free football, Seattle, in my eyes, I think Seattle's the team to beat. We'll see the games today. So we'll have the Texans and the Patriots. That'll be the 3 o'clock game. I believe that one's on ABC today. And then the 6:30 game, the night game, will be the Rams and the Bears. The Rams right now, a 3.5-point favorite on the road in Chicago. It is going to be cold, and Matthew Stafford's success in the cold is not very high. So we'll see about that game. A great season for Caleb Williams and the Bears. I think that first game is going to be a really good game. The Texans and that defense is going to be lights out. We'll see what they can do against Drake May at home. And that game, too, is going to be very, very cold. They're calling for snow up there, too. New England right now, the early 3-point favorite at home, like most home teams would be. So, again, we'll see what happens with those games. I'm excited to talk to Sloane Sestito, who's going to join me in just a few moments from Florida. Again, recapping, she was just selected to the U16 Women's National Field Hockey Team. Somebody's asking if the show is taped. This is not pre-recorded. So this is live here this morning. Make sure to follow me on YouTube. Make sure to follow me across all social media channels. I will break down the college football national championship game. That video will probably be posted and up tomorrow. I got to record that today, so that will be posted tomorrow. If you have any comments, questions for Sloane or any of the interviewees today, make sure to put them in the chat, and we'll do our best I can to bring those on. Some more local scores. I did have some people email me and say should read some volleyball scores. So I do have some girls volleyball scores to read here from yesterday as well. East Syracuse Manoa, they win 3-0. They beat CBA. Cincinnati 3-1 over Port Byron. They moved to 7-2. Clinton beat Adirondack 3-0. They moved to 4-7. In Rome Free Academy, 3-0 over Watertown. They moved to 13-1 on the season. So I will have to make sure we have Coach on to talk some Rome Free Academy volleyball as well. I've had a lot of people actually say we should get some volleyball coaches on here. I will do that. I promise you that I will make that happen. But Monday night, the national championship game, two good stories. Indiana and Kurt Signetti, I think, is the story of the year. Coming off, back-to-back seasons where they've been in the college football playoff. Now they'll play for a national championship. Indiana, of course, if people follow college football, they were the doormat, basically, of the Big Ten and all of college football for a long, long time. And Kurt Signetti comes on and takes them to the national championship game in just year two. So check in Monday for that as we get set to break down the national championship game. But without further ado, I can't keep her waiting any longer. Sloane, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How is the weather down in Florida? That's what I got to know.
It's actually really nice. It's like mid 70s. It's really sunny.
Yeah, it is. It is cold here, of course. Cold and a little snowy. So that's what we get to wake up to. But let's not waste any time with that. First, congratulations on being picked for the U16 national team.
Thank you so much.
So, Sloane, you come from a hockey athletic family. So this is no surprise to me. And you're so young, so I know it means a lot to your family and this community. But what's it like growing up in that type of a household, with a household full of good athletes and hockey players?
It definitely pushes me to be the best version of myself. And with my dad and what he's gone through, he helps me with stuff that I do at home, like outside of practice. And with my brother thinking he's the best, it pushes me to beat him.
So take us back to the moment when you found out that you were picked for the team, and what was your initial reaction when you heard the news?
Well, I got picked up early from school, and right when I got into the car with my dad, my mom was on the phone, and she's like, "Is Sloane in the car?" And I said, "Yeah." And she's like, "Did you check your phone?" And I said, "No." And then I had a bunch of congratulation texts, and she's like, "You made the team." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this isn't real." I was in disbelief, and it didn't really like sink in until like the end of the day.
So, Sloan, you high school wise, you girls are coming off back to back Section 3 titles, and you led the team in scoring, and you're so young. You got a long career ahead of you and a bright career, which is fantastic. What did that sectional title mean to you, and how did that transition for you into your development and being picked for this team?
It meant a lot. We lost a lot of seniors last year, and I don't think our team was like we didn't think we were gonna go that far this season since all the seniors we lost, but we really like came together and worked as a team, and when we won, it was just like we can do it once we play as a team, and it was just like another like boost of confidence to realize like we can do this, like everyone on this team deserves this, and yeah.
And how has playing this the past couple years? Because again, you're young, you've been on varsity now the last couple years, and how has that kind of helped you and prepare you for? I know you play a lot of club, and that's what you're down doing today with Dime down in Florida. But how has that helped you kind of for playing club field hockey and now getting a chance to play and represent the U.S. here on the U16 team?
Well, it obviously helps. We practice every day. It helps being around girls that love field hockey the same way. Um, yeah, it's just great to be around like a community that appreciates the sport and is willing to play every single day.
Yeah, and I mean, growing up here in Rome, myself, growing up, it was RFA Field Hockey was always, the big competition. When I was playing football, we always have a competition and say who would win more games on the turf and who was going to be the first to lose on that turf. And there's a rich tradition of Rome Free Academy field hockey, and I think for yourself and the girls, and especially again at a young age like yourself, the future's bright for you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Sloan, talk to us a little bit about too. Again, I keep saying you're young because you are, but the mental side of things, the extra pressure, the extra stress, playing at such a high level, and you're going to be playing against the best competition, not in the United States. You're playing against the best in the world. Is there any extra pressure? Do you feel any extra stress, any tension, nerves?
I mean, a little bit. Who really wouldn't? But I have a mental coach. Shay, he's great. He helps me through any mental struggles, and same with my dad. He's really like it's just field hockey is like you wouldn't think it's a mental game, but like most of it is, and um, but I use them both whenever I'm struggling, and they get me through it, and then I realize, oh, this isn't a big deal. Like I made it. I here for a reason, so I don't need to be that scared.
So moms are the backbone because I always said my dad was a long time coach and for a long time, and he's kind of the one that I've leaned on for advice over the years. But moms are the backbone that hold things together. So I can't leave mom out of this either. So I got to give your mom a shout out too. But I'll start with dad first. Obviously, dad's career played hockey at the highest level. He's been there. He's played it overseas. What advice has he given you? And then the flip side, I'll say, what advice has mom given you throughout this whole process?
Well, my dad, he just says, just go out there, just don't think about it, just have fun, play your game. Um, and really, my mom's the same. Like she takes me to all this. She sees what I do, so um, she like tells me like the technical stuff, like what I should be working on, and it does help because most of the time I forget about it. But um, yeah, they're both just like just be you and have fun.
So, what have you learned? Have you learned anything about yourself? Because I feel like a lot of the young athletes, that don't get these opportunities, and here you're getting a great opportunity again, not only to be in front of some college coaches, but you get to play and represent the U.S. here and play teams from all over the place. Have you learned anything about yourself at this stage? Going through this process and playing with some of the best athletes in the world.
Um, well, I learned to start out my confidence. It was lower than I thought it was, but then after like winning sectionals, getting picked for this national team, like then I realized like it started to go up a bit and I felt a lot better about myself and what I could do on and off the field and yeah.
So the next question I have for you is, how does this experience motivate you then once you come back to the States? You still got to come back and be a high school kid and play some high school field hockey next year. So what's that experience and how's that motivate you going forward for, not just high school, but as you get older and look to play field hockey in college and take that next step?
Well, I think it's um, when I come back to high school, like I'd love to show some things I learned, like to my coaches, and help provide for my team, and still make sure it's a team sport. Like I'm obviously not gonna dribble up the whole field just by myself, and um, but it's definitely, I think it'll definitely help my team and definitely the recruiting process, and yeah.
So what was it? I think it was a 3-day training camp that you girls had. What was that 3-day like for you?
Well, we had two, one in December and one in January. The first one, there was a lot of girls, and it was really fun. It was awesome to see all the different kind of coaching styles and everything they had to do, and all of the other girls that have the same play. It was crazy. And then January was basically the same thing, just a little less girls and same coaches. Well, actually, a few different, but it was great to see new faces and new coaching styles, and it was just a really fun experience.
Yeah, and I'm sure you get a little nervous when you get on the field. It's only natural, but I got to tell you, I don't like flying in airplanes. You got to fly to England. You got to fly across the world. A little nervous for that flight?
Yeah, a little bit. I've been to England before, but not in a bit.
So the only other question I was going to ask is a fun one here. And again, you come from an athletic family, but um, who's the best athlete in the family?
Um, it's honestly, it's kind of like on and off with me and my brother, I'd say, or my brother, my dad.
Yeah, it's a popular question because I got Maggie Trinkus coming on with me, and I'm going to ask her the same question: who's the best athlete in her family? Because they're all great athletes and they're all good shooters and this and that.
It's a hard.
And it's so fun to ask the question because everybody always gives me different answers. So I think your dad would have a little argument too that he was a pretty good athlete himself.
Yeah, I think you could argue that.
Well, Sloan, listen, I won't keep you. We're so proud of you. The Rome community is proud of you. Your career's been fun to watch, and you're so young. Yeah, I can't wait to watch you. Just listen, when you play Camden field hockey, can you not score against my sister's team, please? Can you go easy on her next season?
I'll try. I will.
I'm only kidding. I root for Rome Free Academy every game but one when you play Camden. I can't root for you against my sister. But Sloan, we're proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
You got it. Have fun.
Thank you.
All right, I got to bring you right on. I got to jump right in it because I'm on a roll here this morning talking about who's the better athlete in the family, which I'll ask you too. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm doing good. I think the last time I talked with you, you won a state championship. So
Yeah.
it's been a little while since I've talked to you, and your
Yeah.
family has been so fun to chat with. Both your sisters and your mom and dad have been fantastic. But I want to start with you first. Sophomore season. I think you're at about 10.7. I think you're second on a team in scoring. But I want to ask you about the transition first for you from high school to college. What was the biggest transition for you?
I think being away from my family and like my sisters and starting a whole new team because like when I was playing varsity, I was playing with those girls ever since I was in second grade, ever since I was in kindergarten, and now I'm the new one on the team. Instead of being like the captain, being the leader with all of my other friends, all my other seniors, I'm the new freshman, and there's only two of us. It was me and one other girl on a team full of seniors that have been playing with the past 4 years together. So I think that was just a transition. But other than that, like it was very comfortable.
And what part of your game when you got to college, and obviously great high school career for you, and you win a state championship, you win at the highest level. and then you go into college. What was part of your game that you had to kind of work on, and what changes did you have to make?
The physicality for sure. Because you're playing against girls that played AU their whole life and are the best from their varsity teams. And they've always had that physicality aspect. And I think when you're only playing against in high school, you're not really playing against all these all-star AU teams. Um, that physicality aspect, definitely, and the strength and the height, I think that definitely was a little tough, but I'm getting used to it.
So your sister, all of this season so far, she hit the 2,000 career mark, and obviously you got a chance to play with both your sisters. And I always say your sister Erin doesn't get enough credit because when she gets going and she's hot in a game, it's like she just gets into a zone, man, and she doesn't miss. So I don't think she gets enough credit either. And I got to have her and your sister on again during the year. But talk to us about 2,000 points. She joins an elite company, hitting 2,000, and she's still creeping up that ladder with a lot of season left. What were your thoughts as she hit 2,000?
I mean, I was just beyond proud. I was only home for Christmas for 2 of their games, and she had to score 56. So it's kind of put a little pressure on her to hit it when I was home. So I'm just happy for her, and just being there was kind of a little memory for myself. And knowing that she got the pass from her sister, the assist from Erin, I think it was just an all-around happy moment because I know she worked really hard, especially in the off season. She works her butt off outside shooting all the time. So I'm just happy for her, and thank God it's done over with.
I used to tell coach, I was like, well, you might even remember, I would say, because I knew, the girls were young and you even have a younger sister, that John JV's playing. So I'm like, coach, do you have any room on the bench to be an assistant coach so I can just come along for the ride and be part of this thing? And he laughs every time that I talk to him. But your mom and dad, I mean, I cannot thank your mom and dad and your sister Ella enough because my little one, they probably told you the story, but my little one's a fourth grade, and she, I talked your sister up. I talked your family up, all you girls to her. And, I had your sister on the show, and then we came out to watch one of the games, and your mom gave my daughter her bag and the same. So like my daughter thinks it's the greatest thing in the world. And it is. So now, like, I'm at a lot of the Notre Dame games, and I'm an RFA guy. Like, I went to RFA. So it's like I got to pull for RFA when they play them head to head. But your family and your sisters are such a special group, including yourself, that the whole community out that way has, like, welcomed me, and my daughter just thinks it's awesome. So I can't thank your family enough, man. You guys are a special group.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about your current team this year and the expectations for this team. You guys, like any season, you've had highs, you've had lows. What's this team got to do the second part of the season to make a run?
I just think because we have, I think, 7 freshmen. We graduated 7 seniors last year. Now we have 7 freshmen. So they've kind of been able to adapt to like the college style and that physicality aspect. So definitely just picking up the tempo, picking up the speed and being more physical, I think is just going to be a huge part of our game, especially playing up in because I think we're ranked 3rd right now in our conference. But just holding our ground and not letting any of the expectations go anything below us.
So how much does, the high school career where, again, state championship, great high school career, how much does that help you going into college with being a leader that you were at Notre Dame and taking that success with you to the next level? Because as you said, everybody's played AAU. Everybody was probably the star on their team or maybe the second star on their team when you go to college. And I try to tell my daughter and my son, everybody's good when you get to the next level, whether it's Division I, Division II, Division III. It's just a whole different game when you can play at that level. How much has that helped you?
Definitely the championship mindset aspect. My first meeting with coach, or first one-on-one meeting, as soon as I got to school, was whatever happened last year, you need to carry that over, like that mindset of pushing through everything. And like, cause she was at our championship game, she was at our state championship game, and she watched our sectional championship game when we were down. And just having, I think, that mindset of we're not losing, we're not used to losing, like no matter what's going to happen, like we're not losing. We're not going to let that happen. And that was one of the things she told me was you need to carry that over to this team because this team is sick and tired. Like it's been 4 years since they won a conference championship and they want this again. And we need your attitude. We need your mindset to carry that over and help.
So I saw you were back in the waiting room as I was talking to Sloane, and Sloane's young. She's only a ninth grader. She's had a really good young career, so the future looks really bright for her. You got a family of hoopers. Who takes the game-winning shot when the game's on the line between all the sisters?
I think Erin does, because I think she had a huge one in our Marcellus game, our sectional. That's one of the huge shots I remember from her career. I think she does. She's like carefree. She doesn't think about it too much. I think if she just lets it up, it's going right in.
I hear the younger one because I got a chance to watch some of her before. I think it was a couple weeks ago when I was at the game. But I saw her play before, and I said, man, she might be the best one of everybody coming up through. How good could she be?
Oh, I think she's going to be good. I mean, we'll always play 2v2 outside ever since we were younger. So she guards Ella. She'll guard Ella. She'll guard Erin. So I think just playing up to that level, I think she's going to fit right in.
And how much has it helped you, though, over the years as you come from a family of sisters that they've all had a lot of success, not only in basketball, but in softball as well. Mm-hmm. But how much does that help? The competitiveness, you guys all help each other, you feed off each other. I'm sure mom probably had to break up some arguments at the dinner table because my mom had to break some up with my sister and I growing up because we were both competitive. But what was that like?
Oh, it's very funny, actually. We're just always been competitive. We're always like catching for each other. Like when we were younger, we were always playing pickle. We were always playing knockout. We were always playing 2v2. We always created that like mindset towards each other. And then when it carries on to the field, we're together now. Like we're not against each other. We don't compete against each other now. We're competing for each other. And I think that just helped a lot, especially playing with family.
Now I know the girls they're playing again today. What time's the game today?
4:00.
4:00. Okay. And that's the championship game of the juggler, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to see if I can make that trip today at 4. Well, Megs, listen, I'm proud of you here. I've enjoyed following your career. You still got a lot of time left, so I'm sure this won't be the last time I talk with you. But proud of you, and best of luck the rest of the way. Maybe I'll get a chance to see you today.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, Megs. Thank you.
Bye.
So cool to talk to Sloane and then talk to Maggie. And, he kept referencing, Sloane is so young, which she is, bright future, career ahead of her, only can do, when you're representing the U.S. there and playing against the best in the world at such a young age, so much extra pressure. But, she's got a good mom and dad. She's got a great community behind her that will support her. So she's got a lot of support there. And, then you talk to Maggie and it's like, her sisters, her family have been so good to me. I've had a great time covering the sisters. I remember the last time when I was talking to Maggie, they won a state championship back in that 23-24 season where they finished 24-3. So special to see what she's doing in college. She's only a sophomore, so she's got some time left. So I'm excited to follow the rest of her career as well. So tune in tomorrow. I'll post the national championship breakdown. I'll go through Indiana, Miami, my keys to both teams. I'll give you my prediction tomorrow. We got the 2 NFL games today. I'll try to post when I find out how the boys RFA and girls basketball teams do today from down in Springfield, Mass. I'll post that as soon as I hear something from Coach Medicis and I find out from Coach Bev how those games went today. So I appreciate everybody tuning in today to the Mohawk Valley Sportswatch. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel. And if you have any comments or anything like that, put them in the comment box. I'll do the best I can to answer them. And if you have any questions for myself, CoachKorg23@gmail.com. So I want to make sure I thank Sloane for tuning in this morning with me and jumping on bright and early. I want to thank Maggie Trinkes as well for jumping on with me here this morning on the Mohawk Valley Sportswatch. Enjoy your playoff weekend and enjoy the rest of it here from the Mohawk Valley Sportswatch. Have a good weekend, everybody.